Are you mad at Spotify for not paying artists? Maybe you're just not thinking about the platform properly. Let's dig into what it really can do for your music career, why your music should be on Spotify regardless of how they pay artists. Let's go. You've heard it shouted from the rooftops across the world by musicians who are putting out music on majors and indie labels alike. Spotify doesn't pay artists. Spotify only pays between 0.003 to 0.0084 cents per stream, with an average payout of 0.004 per stream. So how is anyone supposed to earn a living from this? It's become such a big issue, we've seen some major artists have pulled their catalogs off the platform entirely in protest, while competitors like Tidal, Amazon, and Apple Music have risen to offer fans an alternative generally in the form of superior audio quality, familiarity, or convenience. Their payout margins are scarcely any different than Spotify's. Are you mad at Spotify? Well, the inclination may be to consider selling physical media, but this comes with its own set of conundrums, from inventory management to order fulfillment and finding retailers or opportunities to vend. It's not uncommon for fans of certain genres to still purchase vinyl, CDs, or even cassettes, but for the majority of people, the thought of music as a physical media is either a remnant of the past or a foreign concept entirely. In any case, there's no question that the market opportunities for selling music simply aren't what they used to be. While selling music on physical media may not quite be as dead as rumors indicate, it is difficult to sell music when no one knows who you are and hasn't heard your music. This also makes touring very difficult, as promoters often shy away from booking unproven talent, leaving many artists flummoxed on how to earn money from their music. Streaming offers an avenue to acquire fans without playing shows. Once you've established a fan base, you'll have people willing to see you play shows, buy your merch, and tell other people about your music. But you need a way to build a fan base in order to make these things happen. The internet, and specifically sites like Spotify, offer a vast ocean of potential new fans on a global scale if you know how to find them. Spotify is indeed a sea of opportunity, but no one said it was easy sailing. A matter of fact, playing into your chances of getting noticed is the fact that commonly thrown around 60,000, more like 20,000 tracks are being uploaded to Spotify every day, an astonishing average of a new track coming online every 1.4 seconds. Literally not enough time in your life to listen to all of the content on Spotify already, let alone what they'll have. This can lead to a lot of independent artists wondering if it's even worth their time to get their music on Spotify, which is understandable, but the wrong way of looking at the situation. Try reframing your mindset to understand Spotify is an amplifier. It's simply a tool designed with a very specific purpose, and that purpose is not what you think. A hammer is not a screwdriver, just as a microphone is not a guitar. Gain, EQ, compression, limiting, saturation, each have their own specific effect to make a signal more audible, more crisp, etc. When you're using that specific tool, you expect a specific result, but you generally do not expect it to behave in a manner other than which it was designed. This is the principle that applies here. Simply put, Spotify was not designed to pay artists. What it was designed to do is attract an enormous audience for music, analyze their listening behaviors, serve an ever-growing library of relevant, similar music so they spend more time on Spotify, rinse, repeat, and they're exceptionally effective at it. Spotify has over 158 million paid subscribers. Spotify is the #1 music streaming platform in the world, boasting an impressive 32% of the global streaming music subscribers as of Q1 2021. Its two largest competitors, Apple Music and Amazon Music, only total 29% combined by comparison. And the gap in engaged users widens when you examine the number of premium users on Spotify versus the paying users of other competitors. Larger market share does mean more potential people listening to your music, allowing higher potential generated streaming revenues. 70% of what Spotify pays out goes to rights holders, and as an artist signed to a major label, the label will be responsible for paying the artist. If the artist releases independently, the royalties are paid through the artist's distribution partner. Savvy independent artists may wonder if they're better off starting a label rather than getting signed to one. In any case, unless you've got a song that goes insanely viral, don't count on streams racking up massive numbers in payouts. Spotify pays out roughly 0.04 cents per 10 streams, meaning an artist would need to generate somewhere between $250,000 to $500,000 streams per month to earn anything close to a living wage. However, when you frame the platform less like a music store and more like something between a personal assistant for music collectors and a hot social media platform, its true value proposition becomes apparent. There's also over 345 million unpaid users on the platform. If you've read any of the other pieces on marketing and strategy on our blog, you'll probably notice we champion a common theme. You have to go where the attention is. With over 385 million active users in 2022, it's undeniable Spotify has captured the attention of music fans across the globe. Access to an engaged audience of listeners on a platform that excels at recommending new music based on listeners' listening habits and music preferences presents an amazing opportunity to connect with new fans for any artist on the come up. So think about how you can capture their attention. Spotify users are there for one reason, to listen. So you got to make them listen to you. As a music fan, Spotify's value proposition is undeniable. every song that's ever been written, ever will be written, in your pocket for $9.99 a month. While TikTok and YouTube both boast large audiences of potential new fans, the music content on those platforms always has to compete with cat videos, makeup tutorials, dancing, cooking shows, news networks, and whatever other subject matter you can think of. Spotify's expansion into the podcast vertical has somewhat diluted the purity of music fans, but the comparative signal-to-noise ratio versus the other platforms is pretty strong. Given the platform's purpose of aggregating music genres and serving up new music to the listener based on their preferences, this gives an artist at any given micro-niche a huge opportunity to get their music in front of people who are looking for that specific style of music. The key is training the algorithm how to associate your music with other artists in your genre. Depending on the music you make, this could be doing collabs, features, remixes, etc. for artists whose fans might dig your sound, songwriting, or producing for artists with crossover appeal, or simply getting playlisted alongside big-name artists and labels in your genre. The more your music is listened to, liked, and saved alongside similar artists, the more Spotify associates it with those artists and recommends you to their fans. Then you got to figure out how to convert them into your fans. Spotify wants the same thing most platforms want: for users to spend as much time on it as possible. Be the reason fans stay tuned in. Have you noticed how Netflix, YouTube, Instagram, and pretty much every other platform you signed up for wants to send you notifications, emails you about recent updates, current events, new feature rollouts, or promotions? This is to keep your attention focused on their platform. Spotify, too, wants to keep users coming back, and has noticed that its users enjoy playlists of algorithmically suggested music, such as Discover Weekly, Your Daily Mix, Radio, and the all-important Release Radar. These playlists are key for an artist who is looking to connect with new fans, as there are several avenues someone can discover your music. Current fans get notified when you drop a new song, and they can be instrumental to boosting your overall streaming numbers. Setting up a consistent release schedule is key to staying top of mind with your growing fan base. Some artists complain that it makes music too much like social media, but if you just make some adjustments to the way you think about releasing music, it's really no different than what you're probably already doing. You can still release an album annually, it's just distributed in smaller chunks rather than all at once. Setting up a release schedule of one song every 4 to 6 weeks ensures your fans are consistently reminded you exist. Just this alone can be enough to explode your fan base, but dedicated artists can leverage Spotify's desire for frequency even further to their advantage with additional content creation. What is measured improved, Spotify for Artists data will tell you the tale. Setting up your Spotify artist profile is critical to access and track relevant data on your releases, seeing which playlist you're on, and knowing where people are listening to your music. This can be especially valuable if you're investing in any advertising campaigns. You already have a better idea of where your fans are when you set up your targeting. Furthermore, if you're releasing additional content, these insights can tell you which subjects your audience likes best and which of your songs the audience prefers best in response to numbers. As an artist, if you decide to create additional content, you want to strike the balance between long and short form, as Spotify plays based on total streaming numbers, not total time streamed. While this shouldn't necessarily influence the length of your songs, this does play a factor if you decide to release larger form content like podcasts. It's important to note that your song or track must play for at least 30 seconds to count as a stream, so don't waste all that time in your long form content with commercials or something that's going to get people to turn off. You want to get them hooked. The more long-form content you have, the less total streams you get from it. So you want to ensure any of that content is jam-packed with things that attract and connect with your audience, cementing them into your fan base. One of the best ways to get them to know your personality, hear your story, and connect with you as a person is by podcasting. But wait, you said podcasts were bad because they were diluting the music content. Well, you're right. I did. And furthermore, I said that Spotify's shift towards promoting podcasts was a clever play towards higher profits, since they pay the same for a single song stream as they do for a podcast stream. Podcasts are longer. You do the math. Anyway, cleverly applied, podcasting is a great way to let fans inside your personality, share relevant interests, and make them feel like they're an insider. Regarding Spotify's shift towards podcasting, as a musician, you may feel annoyed, but the comedians, actors, media personalities of all sorts have found fans will gather to listen to interesting conversations between them and their friends, and built enormous fan bases from consistently releasing this type of content in addition to their main art. Producing podcast content is within the power of any artist with a DAW and an audio input. Your laptop mic, AirPods, Bluetooth headset, or any audio interface and external microphone are enough to get you started. Audio quality is important, but don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough. Just start making content that will humanize you and start making it more authentic to your audience. Putting out this type of content between releases gets you in front of your followers, gives you an opportunity to promote your current and upcoming releases, and provides additional value to your fans in the form of entertainment, education, and access. And that's not the only benefit. On top of all the rest of this stuff for connecting with fans, if a podcast becomes popular, it creates an entirely new vehicle to create revenue streams, sponsorships, appearances. Use your imagination. It falls once again to ensuring the right people are becoming aware of the content you're creating with a steady stream of constant promotion, drawing attention from existing fans and new fans alike, giving each release the spark it needs to catch fire. You can learn more about how this works by reading our case studies, seeing other artists we've helped, and read through more articles on our blog from additional breakdowns of music marketing strategy, examples of strategies we've created and executed, as well as cases we've examined from before and dissected to see what works and made them successful, so you can take a shortcut to the big show. If this sounds interesting to you, all the links for the information are in the comments below. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. Be sure to follow us here and subscribe on the website. Don't forget to hit that little subscription bell if you like this sort of content, because I'll be talking about this kind of stuff on this channel. With that, I hope this was useful. Don't forget to hit the bell, and there will be a video up here that's going to show you what the platform thinks you should see next. And there will be a video up here that is what I think you should see next. Stick around. It's going to be a good one. Jason from The Clear Media. I'm out.